Anyway, that is where the NFL news of the hour comes from, unless it doesn't. Now, this involves who else but TikTok star JuJu Smith-Schuster of your Pittsburgh Steelers. And he is in hot water, according to some, because of a viral video that has been making the rounds. Now, if you didn't see it, maybe you're not plugged in. It's possible you missed it. So let me give you the basics on this. The Steeler receiver, who almost left the Steelers but decided at the last minute to come back to Pittsburgh, he can be seen in this video clip participating in the TikTok Milk Crate Challenge. The Milk Crate Challenge. Oh, my God. Now, if you're uneducated on this even more, let me give you the details on this one. So this involves a human being attempting to climb a pyramid that is made out of course, you guessed it, milk crates. And it's pretty popular right now in this moment because of the danger. Oh, my God, you could fall down and hurt yourself. And many people have bit the dust in dramatic falls, and those are the ones that get the most clicks. The ones that screw it up get to the top of the mountain and come tumbling down the mountain of milk crates. Now, that didn't happen to JuJu Smith-Schuster. We are less than 2 weeks away, though, from the NFL regular season. Time to make that money, and Smith-Schuster is playing with fire, so we're told. Now, several Pittsburgh fans furious with this stunt, taking to voice their displeasure with JuJu Smith-Schuster, fuming, venting on social media, lashing out, demanding that Mike Tomlin take action against his receiver. The usual rigmarole. So let us discuss. Now the question, should the Steelers punish JuJu Smith-Schuster for walking up a pyramid made out of milk crates on TikTok? And I'm going no on this. I'm going to go no. They should not punish him. All right, so JuJu Smith-Schuster, living his best life. Now, it is intriguing, if not fascinating, that he continues to be obsessed with being a social media influencer. Now, you think he's already won the lottery in the fame game, being a professional athlete, but he's filled his mind with these grandiose delusions of dominating TikTok. Just dominating that platform. He's not satisfied with being worshipped for being a football player. And these people are worshipped for being star athletes. And you have a ton of lemmings in the football fandom world that will massage your shoulders and rub your toes just because you play in the NFL. And that's not enough. Always human nature. You always want the next thing and the next big thing. And some people chase tornadoes or hurricanes. You see those videos that are just wild and crazy, especially the tornado chasers in the middle part of the country. But JuJu, he is searching for that pot of gold at the end of the clout rainbow. That's what he wants. And let me tell you something. When you're chasing clout, you're always searching for the next viral moment. That's one of the blessings and one of the curses of that domain. Nothing lasts all that long. So I remember years ago now, it's been 7-8 years, the ice bucket challenge was big. There was the mannequin. Everything's a challenge. Mannequin challenge, the bird box challenge, the Tide Pod challenge, the cinnamon challenge. The lifespan of these things on the internet is notoriously small. It's like that of a fly, a garbage fly. It just doesn't last very long. You're always on the prowl for something better, right? You're always on the prowl. So if you're an NFL player and you're like, okay, I'm going to do the milk crate challenge, and then next week is going to be hang off a bridge and pretend you have a bungee, but you don't really have a bungee. It's like some kind of dog chain or something like that. And that, it's just most ridiculous things that they come up with on the social media platforms, and then it becomes popular and everyone has to do it. Now, secondly, as for the Pittsburgh fans, and I'm not going to say this is most Pittsburgh fans, this is a small but boisterous group on the warpath because of the milk crate challenge. Their sensibilities have been pushed aside. My advice is to go to the store and get a paper bag. I don't want you to hyperventilate. Take some deep breaths into the paper bag. The no fun police, a surly bunch. Stop having fun. You need to, listen, You need to live. These people believe you need to live the Johnny Cash song, Walk the Line. You have to walk the line. Keep your nose clean. This is not a JuJu Smith out doing drugs or JuJu Smith causing some kind of problem with society. In the big picture, this was limited danger. I'm going to tell you why. We have seen milk crate challenges. I've seen some of these videos in the last week to 10 days that have been much bigger. This was rather small. And JuJu, you can rip him all you want, but he did not go full Mama Luke. He didn't go full loser here. He did have a safety net. This was not a daredevil without a safety net. Smith-Schuster had not one, but two spotters, one on each side, to catch him. So in many ways, it is like a bungee jump, right? You know, the rope's going to get you most of the time, and JuJu could have fallen to the right or the left, and somebody would have been there. He could have fallen on top of somebody. He would have not been injured, more likely than not. The other thing is he's a professional athlete, and these things are designed for social media influencers. It's not designed for professional athletes. This should be child's play. If you're a big-time professional athlete, I'm not talking about offensive lineman, but I'm talking about someone who's at a skill position. This should be nothing. Like everyone else is a mere mortal who tries this stuff. But if you're an NFL player, come on. Now, it's different when you shouldn't do the Tide Pod thing. That's just a moronic thing. The Cinnamon Challenge is also a bit moronic. But anything like this where you're climbing up milk crates, then big deal. All right, final point. So the Steelers, here's my position on this. The Steelers knew what they were getting with JuJu Smith-Schuster. This is not a case of buyer's remorse or bait and switch. And we have to read the fine print. I mean, obviously, we got to read the fine print. Did Mike Tomlin and the Steelers have a clause in the contract to limit whether he could do these kind of things on social media? Chances are they didn't. Chances are they just gave the standard boilerplate NFL contract, which you fill in the blanks, and that's how these contracts are. And you add a few things at the end, but not likely something along these lines. You can't do any TikTok videos, because I'm assuming when JuJu signed the contract that he was unaware, or the team was unaware, that this would be a thing. Right? You can't predict that the milk crate challenge is going to be a thing. And remember, JuJu's the same guy who was dancing on other teams' logos to gain popularity on TikTok. And that led to a lot of pearl clutching, and people were freaking out. I can't believe he's doing that. What's wrong with him? He's good at ruffling feathers. He's good, Smith-Schuster, at ruffling feathers. Now that he's knocked that off, he's now graduated to milk crates. And that's a Y to the A to the W to the N, yawn. And remember, Pittsburgh got this guy at a bargain rate. The free agent market was not robust for Smith-Schuster. It wasn't. He returned to the Steel City on a one-year deal for $8 million. Now, if you paid me $8 million, I would text everyone I've ever known and say, my God, I have just gotten a great mitzvah. I have won the lottery. But in that world, in that ecosystem, it's chump change. It's you're the punchline when you're the receiver as a free agent and you're in your athletic prime and you get a one-year contract for $8 million. That is blasphemy in that world. And remember, he spun the story claiming Smith-Schuster that he took less money to remain with the Steelers. Yeah, okay. I'm sure that's the case. Our BS detector was working overtime. Now, where I come from, nobody leaves money on the table. Nobody leaves money on the table. And listen, again, JuJu is enjoying life. He's a young guy having a good time on that. And clearly, he's not someone who's obsessed with following everything by the letter of the law. He's a spirit of the law guy. Have a good time. Listen, if this football thing doesn't work out, he will just dedicate his life. He'll put his head in the lion's mouth and dedicate his life to social media. He's fully in the matrix. You know, that red pill, blue pill. We know which pill he's taken, and he fully supports it, and he's on his way. He's been led down the garden path, and where that takes him, well, we'll find out.